shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome someday. Deep in my heart, I do believe that we shall overcome someday. And we'll walk hand in hand. We'll walk hand in hand. We'll walk hand in hand one day. Deep in my heart, I do believe that we'll work hand in hand one day. And we'll break down the prison walls. We will tear down those prison walls. Together we will tear down the prison walls on that day. Deep in my heart, I do believe that we will tear down all those prison walls on that day. Deep in my heart, I do believe that we will tear down all those prison walls on that day. And the truth will set us free. The truth will set us free. Truth will set us all free on that day. And deep in my heart, I do believe that the truth will set us all free on that day. And we shall overcome on that day.
And good morning, thanks for joining us. It's 11 minutes past 11. Sorry, 10 minutes past 11, I had to double check that. And increase the peace, fight the power, peace, love and respect to all, except as Zionists. And we're going to do a mixed bag of a show. We're going to do some independence calls. We're going to do what we've been doing the last few days, and hopefully we'll see where it goes, right? So stay there. Always remember, the Palestinians are the most oppressed people on the planet, but they are the strongest, and they are the closest to God. They've got nothing. Yet, what is happening just now You know, when they die, at least they're getting the peace that these bastards have never gave them in life. So when they kill them, yeah, it's terrible. But then what it is a test for us. Because we will be asked, what do we do to help these people? Imagine you were in 1940s, whatever, and what the Nazis did, what the communists did, and you had a chance to do something about it. You had a chance to step in and do something or try something. It doesn't matter if it comes to not, at least in your conscience. That's the way I look at it. It's fucking criminal what's happening out there. Absolute fucking criminal. Right. Always constantly got Press TV on the background. I was watching the old George Galloway yesterday on Press TV. Maybe give him a call later on. We've got other things to do. And as always, the lines are open. 0141 416 1888. Tell 10 to tell 10. Retweet to retweet.
These mist-covered mountains are a home now for me, but my home is the lowlands, and always will be. Someday you'll return to your valleys and your farms, and you'll no longer burn to be brothers in through these fields of destruction, baptisms of fire, I've witnessed your suffering as the battle reached high, and though it hurt me so bad, in the fear and alarm, you did not desert me, my brothers in arms. There's so many different worlds, so many different suns, and we have just one world, but we live in different ones. Now the sun's gone to hell, the moon's riding high. Let me bid you farewell. Every man has to die, but it's written in the stars. In every line in your palm, we're fools to make war on our brothers.
Right. I've just got a link on Press TV. Israeli tank shell hospital and shopping centre in Rafah.
Airstrikes have also been reported, as well as sniper fire in different areas. Khan Yunis and Rafah specifically coming under intense Israeli attacks. Now, in other news, civil rights activists demanding you.
Now look what they're doing. They ripped to pieces the north part. The Jabalia and Beit Tanun. And now the Rafah border. And now they're ripping that to pieces. Look how fucking sick they are. They announce a ceasefire and people who have been stuck in their house go out and they attack a shopping mall when there's a ceasefire. Words just fucking fail me at times, honest to goodness. Because the part I was saying there, this part of it is a test. Well, test is for us to find out what the fuck we can do to fucking help. Right. Imagine bombing a fucking centre, a shopping centre and a hospital again. And I'm looking here, Benghazi. Oh dear God, everywhere I look, there's people just getting fucking blown up. I've got RT on one bit and I've got Hellfire missile for Iraq. Just come up there, 100 dead in Benghazi and free for all mayhem. Free for all mayhem. Sounds like something at a Grand Theft fucking Auto. When you've got 16 nut jobs running about with fucking Uzis and all sorts, just fucking free for all mayhem. Is that what it's fucking like? Is that what we left that country like? Benghazi, Tripoli, the whole country of fucking Libya. So many militia groups and factions. A free for all mayhem. A fucking free for all mayhem. What's a fucking free for all mayhem? Roll up, roll up. Bring your Uzis and shoot the fuck out of every country you can see with a pulse. Pays your monies, take your chance, slaughter every country you can see. What the fuck kind of world are we fucking living in? Right. Cardinal Fenian, the tune Christian, if you type Christian, the one you were asking for, I was looking everywhere for it and the only place I've got it is when I uploaded it. Christian, and whoever gave me that one, Christian singer honours Palestinians. So if you type that in, I would imagine on the old YouTube, which I'll do another wee one here, you should possibly get it, but what we'll do, so you can hear it again once you like it, there we go. Christian singer honours Palestinians.
وبدنا تعمل نسل المقاومة لآخر واحد لاقى طفل صغير عند القتل.
عدوك يا وطن اندحر عليك الكون ما قدر قاوم شعبي جنون الريح تحدى الخوف والخطر عدوك يا وطن اندحر عليك الكون ما قدر تحدى الخوف والخطر يرحلون ونبقى والأرض لنا ستبقى ها نحن اليوم أقوى أقوى في كل الملاحم يرحلون ونبقى والأرض لنا ستبقى ها نحن اليوم أقوى أقوى في كل الملاحم بيتي هنا أرضي هنا بحر السهل النهر لنا وكيف بوجه النار أسالم سأقاوم الحق سلاحي وأقاوم أنا فوق جراحي سأقاوم أنا لن أستسلم لن أرضى وعليك بلادي لأساوم بيتي هنا أرضي هنا بحر السهل النهر لنا وكيف بوجه النار أسالم سأقاوم سأقاوم
Right. Red alert in Israel, Eshkol after Palestinians resume retaliatory rocket fire. Just listen to Prime Minister of the President Kirchner in Argentina about to default. Try to meet up with American merchant bankers or whatever they fucking call themselves these days. And try to reschedule the debt bonds they've got, but no can do, couldn't do anything. They're going fucking belly up. Right. Eshkol, red alert. Let's see, hold on, Eshkol.
Red alert has been declared in Israel's Ashkelon after resistance
ESHKOL, Eshkol taxi.
against Israeli cities since
Any taxis in Eshkol?
in terms of a ceasefire.
Ramat, Eshkol to Elliot, taxi fare from Levi Eshkol. The fuck?
Bombarded the Palestinian enclave of the Gaza Strip, according to latest reports. The Gaza neighborhood in the Rafah in Khan Yunis is entirely flattened.
God.
Now way past 1,500.
Way past 1,500, entirely flattened. Entirely flattened. And that's a ceasefire for 3 days. A shopping centre attacked, another hospital attacked. These are just Nazi bastards, that's all they are. Out and out evil, terrorists, fucking bullying, thug, lousy, Dajjalic, Freemasonic, devil worshipping, scumbag fucking bastards. It's fucking criminal. This is just fucking criminal, right? Fucking dealing here. Fucking. I'm just about to, your choice, handed to you, your choice, opportunities in an independent Scotland. A wee booklet came through, Barry and Victoria Galt, Seals and Market to. We have an amazing opportunity to vote for the kind of country we want to call home. This is much bigger than any normal election. It transcends party politics. It's a real and lasting opportunity to create a wealthy and fairer Scotland. This booklet provides the information you need to make your mind up, and by demonstrating the strength and potential of the Scottish economy and the benefits of independent Scotland will bring to all who live here. It covers the issues at stake by discussing with people like us and like you, who are living in Scotland and dealing every day with things like childcare, education, pensions, welfare and the NHS. Read why they will be voting yes with like us, and make sure Scotland's wealth and resources deliver much more for the people living here. We will be better off with Scotland's future in Scotland's hands. Supporting family life. Jay Johnson, aquatics instructor and mother of two, Cruden Bay. From the age of 1, every child would be entitled to childcare equivalent to the school day. Bob Holman, community worker, social justice campaigner, Easterhouse. I'm an English-born Labour Party member who's lived and worked in Glasgow for the past 30 years. Seen first-hand effects of the Westminster government cutting billions from the welfare budget, and as a result I've never came across more people who are hungry. In the proposal for an independent Scotland, the Scottish Government are committed to a social justice and a welfare state that doesn't attack the vulnerable and poor. I believe that everyone is equal, and we should be proud to invest in looking after each other. We can build a more equal future with the full powers of independence. What would you say to living in one of the world's wealthiest nations? Scotland's future, Scotland's hands. A retirement worth working for. Kirsten Thornton, her mother Pamela and her grandmother Jessie Waddell are determined to see a Scotland that will provide the care and support they have earned. My future starts here. Elise Sheikh, aspiring doctor and charity worker, Glasgow. The amazing thing about free tuition fees is that no matter what your family background, you can go to university. Scotland's wealth of opportunity. 10 billion tourism industry, 17 billion construction, 32 billion rural and island economy, 13 billion food and drink industry, 4.3 whisky billion exports, 2.3 economic impact of the historic environment, 1,500 billion oil and gas reserves, 10% of Europe's wave potential, 25% of Europe's potential wind and tidal energy, 5 billion aerospace, defence and marine, 10 billion business service industry, 9.3 chemical industry, 1.9 billion life science, 2.8 billion creative industries, 7 billion financial services. An independent Scotland will be richer than the rest of the UK and in the top 20 countries globally. Financial Times, February 3rd, 2014. It's about creating something new, and it sends a powerful message of hope to our neighbours. Chris Jones, IT Client Manager, Edinburgh. Carol Inglis, businesswoman, Isle of Skye. We can design a tax system which meets the needs of businesses in Scotland. Strengthening democratic life, Scott Baxter, charity worker, Aberdeen. I believe an independent Scotland will bring government closer to the people, and in doing so will strengthen our democratic life. Here. Mary Cullins, retired home care organiser, Birmingham. It showed me how important it is to have the health system free at the point of need. Let's get a wee picture here. It's got Scott, Maisie, Laura, Barbara, Suresh, Aaliyah, Jessica, Karen. Welcome to Scotland 2012. How might an independent Scotland look 6 years from now? Meet the people who call it home. In 2014, before we fast forward 6 years and stroll through our imaginary community to see how they've fared in an independent Scotland. Well, that's for the future. If you get that wee brochure, your choice, opportunities in an independent Scotland. So, I thought I'd read that because something different. Take my mind away for the fucking misery. It's on my TV and 2 screens here. Right. We'll do an independence wee couple of... Well, hold on, right. I've got... there's 2 things I've got on the agenda. And we'll get to them, because we're here to at least 1:30. So we're here to 1:30. I'll give you my time to 1:30. And then maybe do a wee one in the afternoon. This evening, the G-Man, Celtic Dreams, is on, doing his bit. Rebel Tunes all night. 5-hour sessions. You can't wax shit like that, I tell you. Right, so tell 10 to tell 10, retweet to retweet. Even, see, for me, I mean, I listen to the podcast and putting them on, sitting there playing FIFA, and just listening to somebody from Glasgow, somebody from the west of Scotland talking football, talking the thing with. It's a novel thing, because even listen to the fucking Scottish radio, it's all syndicated now. You listen to Snide and all that, they all get these English fucking, not against England, right, but, you know, but even you listen to Clyde, or even listen to all the fucking, it's all the posh, it's all your Oliver types over in fucking Israel who went to Hutchie Grammar. Yeah, so we'll talk like that. You think, are these people actually from Glasgow? Maester or Scotland even, I mean, the fucking, what planet are these on? So at least when you hear fan dans like me, you know what I mean? At least you get a Scottish fucking accent, you know what I mean? And I love listening to that, like, as I say, the G-Man and the parrot phones. I love listening to just Scottish people talking. Because for too long we've had a media which has been London-centric, and that is the problem. That is it. Forget everything about nationalism, forget everything. It's about democracy and the country being lopsided. Too much of the industry, the finance and the oil wealth has dripped all the way down to London. It's as if it just jumps on a plane from Aberdeen to London with all the oil and boom, the rest of the country's fucking struggling. Well, you're not on. We need to build a fucking new place. We need to dream. Let's dream. Independence. Lead the way, Scotland.
I awoke in the night with a fever, and the sky was the darkest blue, and a still small voice was calling to me.
Your country is needing you.
I just like that, and away in the distance, I can just make out this ball coming in from the left, and I'm starting to run like hell, and the voice is getting louder and louder and louder, crying, "Hey, Biggie, got your step! I have a dream! We have a dream! If dreams come true! If dreams come true! Then born in Scotland, then born in Scotland, I'll play for you. We'll play for you. Now I hope and I pray. We hope and pray that if I do, that if we do, then born in Scotland, we'll score the winning goal for you. Now the next thing I know, someone's gone and tripped me, and I've fallen just inside the box. That's a penalty. Now the ref, he looks to his linesman, and he's pointing straight at the spot. That's brilliant. Now John Roberts, who normally takes them, is handing the ball to me. Then I hear my old lady screaming blue murder. She's saying, "It's not a ball you're kicking, you idiot. It's me. I have a dream. We have a dream. If dreams come true. If dreams come true. Then born in Scotland. Then born in Scotland. I'll play for you. We'll play for you. Now I hope and I pray. We hope and pray that if I do, that if we do, then born in Scotland, we'll score the winning goal for you.
You better vote yes. I'll go for you. The first time in 300.
Hello, I'm afraid Sally and Andy can't come to the phone right now. If you'd like to leave a message after the tone...
Shite, I forgot. Fuck, hold on. I was just opening my... a big shout, hold on, I need to change my caller ID. I like to give a number that they just phone it, just says, there's nobody here. Off. I've just given my 1888 number. Right, mobile, I don't use this one, there we go, there's the old mobile, it doesn't get used. Actually, about 3 of them there. So, and a big shout out, just looked on the huddle board, signed in there. How you doing, big chap? Harry Hartley, Hun Hater, nice to see you, nice. You're lovely Spider-Man. Little avatar. Cardano Feeney, you got the tune, mate? I finally hunted it down, mate. Finally got it in the end. Right, so that was a call there to a potential voter, so enjoy there. Right, back on it, so we're on the independence ticket for a while. We've got a couple of calls on the agenda that we're going to get to, so we'll batter in, we'll see how we do with this, we'll just rattle through. Oh, and also, and I'll put a message out, if anybody knows, how can we get a list of mobile numbers in Scotland? Because as I'm floating down, I'm using the BT phone, but taking the numbers out, but it seems to be, always seems to be pensioners.
Hello?
Oh yes, hello. My name's Tommy Gold. I'm phoning from the Independent Radio Alliance. I'm just phoning to speak to someone regarding who may be voting in the House regarding the independence elections.
Oh, I'm sorry, I've not really got the time to speak about it and no one else is in. If you phone back at another time, I'm sure someone will be in.
Yeah, because all it was just to ask a couple of questions. Like, are you intending to vote during the referendum, and are you likely to vote for yes or no?
Yeah, I really don't have the time, I'm sorry. But if you phone back, someone else will answer it.
Yeah, no problem. Do take care now.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Right. He sounded a bit young. Hey, what number was that? Right, so was that one there? Hold on, what number was the last number? So it was a... Folks, hold on, right, so that was that one, so we can do this one. Right, so yeah, what I was thinking was, maybe a few people in because it's the summer holidays and Waynes have to be looked after, or maybe just all fucking latchkey kids that we're going to get. Right. The last time I did it was all pensions, so we'll see what happens, right.
Hello?
Oh yes, hello, good morning. My name's Tom Gold. I'm phoning from the Independent Radio Alliance. I was just phoning regarding the referendum that's coming up in a couple of months. I was just here to ask you a couple of quick questions regarding that, whether you were intending...
Yeah, sure.
Oh, thank you. Are you intending to vote when the referendum... And you wouldn't mind me asking the question and feel entitled to tell me where to go if you don't want to share it, but are you intending to vote yes or no?
I'm intending to vote no.
Right. No problem at all. I mean, for myself, the reason why I'm phoning, I'm totally independent of every party. I'm just an ordinary citizen. As I say, my name's Tom Gold, and I'm taking it upon myself. Up to about 6 months ago, I was probably quite much yourself. I was ready for voting no. And just listening to all the people out there saying, oh no, we shouldn't do it or we can't do it because of this reason and that reason. So I sat down and said, you know, I'm a Scotsman, and especially for Glasgow, if somebody says don't do something or you can't do it, then my automatic thing is, well, why are you saying that? Why tell a Scotsman we can't do something or we can't run it ourselves? And so I just think it's about democracy, and it's about time we took control of our own destiny. So that's why I'm voting yes, and that's why I'm phoning people out my own steam. I do radio, I'm a journalist and I'm a radio presenter, so I'm now phoning up people as part of an independence campaign by myself, basically, to say to people, you know, what's your intentions and what you're doing. Is there anything in particular that's got you voting no, if you don't mind me asking that?
Well, I think these days, when you look around the world, you see all the conflict. Why do we want to split? Why can't we be a union? It's lasted this long. It's done very well. And if it's not broken, why fix it? It's doing well, and we've got the backing of the whole of the UK, which has a lot of clout on the international stage. We don't know whether Europe will be accepted into the EU. We don't know what the currency will be. Scotland will be accepted into the EU. We don't know what the currency will be. There's an awful lot of questions that's not being answered, and I just can't see any benefits at all to it. I think we're much better as a union, much stronger, and more devolution if that's what they want. But, you know, that's my view, and I'm not going to change it.
No, I respect your view. No, for myself, I look at it on the way with Glasgow. Well, is it really going quite well? Because when you see there's quite a lot of deprivation and a lot of the things being tidied up with
excuse me, there's deprivation everywhere. It's not only every big city has deprivation. And, you know, it's not
you've got an accent.
Every country has that. And how do we know that it's going to be any different with independence? We might not get funding for a lot of things, especially research and stuff like that. And I'm afraid I'm a wee bit busy now. So
no, listen, you've got a wonderful accent.
You're entitled to your view, and I'm entitled to mine.
Exactly.
But I won't be changing my mind.
You've got a lovely accent. Detect a wee bit of northwest English accent there, near Liverpool kind of accent.
It's a northwest English accent, but I've been here for over 40 years.
Yeah, well, it took me a wee while until you started talking. And I could detect a little bit, but you've got a good Scottish twang to yourself as well, if I do say so. No, I respect your viewpoint, and I wasn't here to, you know, if someone's got that viewpoint, I was just here to say, you know, yes, there is a lot of deprivation, but the thing that I was looking at in Scotland, I was just addressing what you say there, you know, if it's not broke.
Sorry, but I am actually quite busy just now.
Yes, certainly. Listen, you take care and God bless then, yeah. All the best. Bye. Right, I don't say where the number is, but it seems like quite well to do. She seems quite well to do and spoken. Fair play, she's entitled to her opinion. Right. And that's what I was saying. I think it would be good to get some mobiles because the majority of them are going to be of that elderly persuasion. And anyway, this is Glasgow. Phone in Glasgow, isn't it?
Hello?
Oh, hello, sorry to bother you. My name's Tommy Gold. I'm phoning from the Independence Radio Alliance. I was just here to take a few minutes of your time to ask you a couple of questions. Are you intending to vote in the referendum coming up?
This number's on the telephone preference service. Just please take it off.
All right, I'm just phoning back. I'm totally independent. I'll phone you back another time then. We'll go and report me then. Go report the Independent Radio Alliance. They go and take my number and say, here, add that to your list of fucking man. Oh, what number am I going to show, man? Right, take it off the list. Somebody, do you hear that there? Somebody phone BT. What number was that? We'll save it. Shall we save it? If they want the number, it's 01419 No, I'll not do that. Right, we'll take it off the list. Somebody phone BT. Fucking got her on the... Somebody's got her in the phone book. This is shocking. These BT, they don't give a fuck about anybody, BT, you know what I mean? Gone are the days when it was British Telecom. I think we'll have to call it, get Scottish Telecom. Nationalise the top phones in Scotland. Scottish Telephone. So I'll take over telecommunications, that's my side, I'll do that. Scottish Telecom. Free internet.
Hello?
Oh, hello, sorry to bother you. My name's Tom Gold, I'm phoning from the Independent Radio Alliance. I was just here doing an independent campaign on behalf of, the election that's coming up. I was just here to ask you a few questions. Are you intending to vote in the referendum at all?
Yes, but what were you having the full goose, sir?
All right, yeah, well, for myself, up to a few months ago, I was kind of in a no campaign, and now, having analysed it and listened to people being quite negative and saying, oh, you know, we can't do this, I can't do that, I looked upon it to see, you know, what it was all about and studied it for a few months, and now I've came to the conclusion, why don't we vote yes? And that's why I've took it upon myself. I'm totally independent of everyone, because I don't really vote SNP, Labour or Tory or any of them. So, but now I'm just, phoning people and inviting them, asking people intending to vote, what way you're going. Have you found the campaigning quite negative?
I'm not politically minded at all, sir, but I would love to. I'm all for Scotland, fully.
Fully, yeah.
Whether we could do it, as I say, I'm not politically minded at all, and whether we could do it in my own.
Well, that's what I think we can.
I would love to think we would. And
I think we can.
No offence to England.
No.
As I say, I've got mixed English and Scots, but I would love to think that we could, but I don't know. I've got my doubts.
Well,
I think it's a bit late.
How do you mean?
It's too late for us.
No, it's never too late. Never too late. No, that's what I think as well. I mean,
I'm a bit long in the tooth now, son. I'm nearly 70.
Okay, away you go. Away you go. That's no long in the tooth. I used to work as a cable.
Well, it is for me, so it's a bit late. So it wouldn't do me any good. I doubt if I would get the benefit.
Have you got family?
Get it wrong, that wouldn't bother me.
Have you got family?
If it would benefit my grandkids.
Well, then that's the ones to vote yes for. That's the ones to vote yes for, because the younger generation, I mean, they're going to be here 40, 50 years and have to deal with it. So I would say we've got another 30 years of the oil. Scotland's, the people are an inventive and creative people.
But our shipyards are away, son. Our steelworks are away. Everything's away.
But we've got alternatives that we can look at.
Even the fishing industry. I mean, it's to pot too.
Right, but we build wind farms, we build sail farms, we regenerate new industries, we regenerate new areas.
I know that we're trying our hardest, I know we're trying our best, and I would love to think that we would, but till the time comes, I'm only one person, I would love to think that we would, and I think I might do.
I think you should, because it's a vote of confidence and it's a vote of the heart. See, if you think too much about it and think, will we do this? I think you've got to go with your heart, because I'm going with my heart now, and that's why I'm passionate about it, and that's why I want people to vote yes, because if we believe in it and we go for it, and then see when that happens, then for me it's just about getting our democracy back and being able to vote for who we want, instead of... For most of my life, I'm 42, and most of my life I've had a Tory government when Scotland has voted for Labour. And I've not been a Labour person or whatever, but I just think that surely to goodness, after all this time, give us a wee chance. It's not about hating England. I love England, I love English people. I lived down there for 6 years, and it's just about, we'll be close for all times with the English. They're our near neighbours, for goodness sake, so it's not about hating them or wanting to be away from them. And we'll still have a union, but it just means we'll be allowed to do things our own way for the first time, and I think that's important.
I would love to think that we could. And as I say, the way I'm going just now, I think I'll be doing it, yes.
God bless you. Well, listen, I'm phoning as many people as possible. You sound positive, and I'm sorry to take your time. But,
no bother, sir.
But if you need anything, as I say, my name's Tom Gold, and I'm just here to offer people advice and to say to them, let's go for it. And go. I'm going with my heart, because I feel that the Scottish people...
Well, I think I would apply the same, yes.
Because even although there's going to be problems. I mean, I'm not a person, I'm not a politician who's going to say, it's all going to be wonderful and everything's going to be it's going to be a bed of roses. There's going to be problems, but I think we've got enough problems now that we're dealing with, and if we had a chance to do something different for ourselves, we might make those problems a bit lesser.
You never know, we might succeed, sir.
God bless. Hopefully.
Thanks very much, Tom. Thank you.
God bless. Thank you. Bye-bye.
You too, sir. Bye-bye. Bye.
Right, hopefully she's energised. I'm going out to vote after that. I think I'm going to go out and vote after that now as well. Where's the fucking ballot paper? I was going to play... I love this tune, and I've played it a few times. It inspires me. This tune really inspires me, just because it's got the bounce in it. It's got the... it's sad. Well, Hughes lives on forever. Francis Hughes.
Derry's hills, they mourn the sun. A brave young Irish soldier's gone. That flame he carried still burns on. justice for injustice past captivity is dying fast. The goose lives on forever. O guardian of our hills and dales, their own and very love you well, though tortured in that age-block cell. The goose lives on forever. Freedom's gun has come at last. Justice for injustice past. Your tyranny is dying fast. The goose lives on forever. The scourge of Ireland's enemies, yes, and I you see, unconquered still, your spirit's free. The goose lives on forever. Freedom's gun has come at last. Justice for injustice past. Your tyranny is dying fast. The goose lives on forever. Brave Francis Hughes, we're with as yet. Your murderers we will not forget. They feared you then, they fear you yet. The goose lives on forever. Freedom's gun has come at last. Justice for injustice past. Your tyranny is dying fast. The goose lives on forever. Goose lives on forever.
Yes, the revolutionary spirit will never die. Hughes will live on forever. And not just the mind of this rebel crackpot, but I'm sure many of you out there. Right, stay there. Aye, right, hold on. This is just this is the Glasgow Radio Online advert. This is the advert as much as it gets as adverts for us.
All my point is there's a lot of ways to look at the world. You know what I'm saying? Why pick the way you learn over TV? Because it's usually wrong. You ever see a good drug story on the news? Never. News is supposed to be objective, isn't it? It's supposed to be the news. But every drug story is negative. Well, hold it. I've had some killer fucking times on drugs. Let's hear the whole story. Same LSD story every time, and we've all heard it. Young man on acid thought he could fly, jumped out of a building. What a tragedy. What a dick. He thought he could fly. Why didn't he take off on the ground and check it out first? You don't see ducks lined up to catch elevators to fly south. He's an idiot. He's dead. Good. You think there's one less moron in the world? Wow, what a fucking tragedy, huh? I guess I'm one car length up in traffic tomorrow. How about a positive LSD story? That would be newsworthy, don't you think? Anybody think that just once, to hear a positive LSD story? Today, a young man on acid realized that all matter is merely energy condensed to a slow vibration, that we are all one consciousness experiencing itself subjectively. There is no such thing as death. Life is only a dream, and we are the imagination of ourselves. Here's Tom with the weather. You guys.
Yes, it's 17 degrees out there in Glasgow. 70 degrees out in Glasgow today. The Empire Games are still up and running. And the temperature just now 17 degrees. It's dipping down at midday. Well, let's see. 17 rising to 18. 18 will be the high. Going down 16 about 8 o'clock. 12 degrees overnight temperature, sitting at 12 degrees. Precipitation 40, humidity 69, wind 7 miles per fucking hour. Right. And the weather in Rafah is 32. The weather in Bethlehem. No, we don't want Bethlehem, PA. There's that. PA and we're at the West Bank, Bethlehem. It was giving us one there for the US of A. 90 degrees Fahrenheit, passing clouds in the West Bank of Bethlehem. Oh, little town of Bethlehem. Yes, that was a lovely wee lady there. Let's try and get somebody else on. We'll carry the Independence coming up for 12 o'clock.
We're screening our calls. Please say your name after the tone, then wait to be connected.
Hi, it's Tom Gold.
I'm trying to put you through. Please wait a moment.
Thank you. Screen your calls. Go and phone that number and see what you fucking get with your screening and you daft. Fucking waste my time with your screening call pish. Then we'll save that for the next time. So it's Alex Salmond here, El Presidente of Scotia. You fucker. Fucking vote yes. Right, oh look at this area. Quite know that I used to. Right. There we go, oh, they've got cable. Probably because I sold them it. Cable guy. Come on. Get in there, okay, we've not got time to waste here. You've got 5 rings and then that's you. Independence is calling. I've had a sabbatical for 5 months, ready to make up fucking lost time here, come on. Shocking. It's actually because I was trying to get on the next page. Copy, paste, copy, paste. Has anybody got that wee woman after this yet? No? Ah, fuck it. Yes, we're bouncing about. I'll give you the general area where we are, but this is East End. This is East End, next one, South Side.
Welcome to BTR.
Right. East End is BT. Right. South Side. Not into the too far of the South Side. See, this one is the next one is kind of West End. West End, quite posh. Right. Nobody's in the near South Side. Now we're going here in the mid West End, I would say. This is mid to West End. Not down the bottom of the West End, not away at the far end of Knightswood, but kind of midships. Nobody fucking in Glasgow, that's why we need mobiles. Who's got a list of mobiles? Anybody? Right, we're now going south.
Hello?
Oh, hello, good morning, good afternoon even. My name's Tom Gold. I'm phoning from the Independence Radio Alliance.
Oh, I'm not really interested, thank you very much.
Oh no, I was just to see, are you intending to vote in the referendum in a couple of months?
Oh yes,
Are you going to vote yes or no, if you don't mind me asking?
I don't think I'll tell you.
Oh, listen, I'm sorry to bother you. I was just
Right.
here. I'm here to. I used to be part of the no campaign, but now I'm going to vote yes, and I was just trying to encourage people to vote yes in the referendum.
No, I haven't made up my mind yet, thank you. Bye.
Well, listen, sorry to bother you. God bless. Right, she sounded about 126 there. Did you see there was a guy born in July 1888, 126 in Brazil. Wow. Hey. That's all, isn't it? God bless him. Apparently says he's a big Celtic fan. His ambition was always...
Hello.
Oh, hello. Sorry to bother you. My name's Tom Gold from the Independence Radio Alliance. I was just here to ask you intending to vote in the upcoming referendum in a couple of months' time.
Any seconds? Somebody want to know if they're going to vote in the upcoming referendum.
I can't even be bothered phoning back. Right. Do you think we should? I could, but the devil inside me is saying phone it and cause it, but I don't know, shall we? No, what we'll do, we'll put it on a callback. How's that? Right. So we'll add the callbacks. Right, so we're going to call them. Hung up. And right. Right. We were actually in I'll not tell you what area. That's the south side, yeah. That's that could be described as southeast. Yeah, southeast. Most definitely southeast. Here's a clue. If history had been different 20 years ago, the Empire Games could have opened in Canvas Line. Oh, I'll give it away. Right. Yeah, okay. South side. Getting close to the parrot. It's just a parrot's birds dropping away from the building. Next one, West End with a BT font. And the rest of number portal that is. Right. Come on, let's get down here. Hurry up. Independence Radio Alliance at your service.
Hello?
Hello. Good morning. Good afternoon, sorry. My name's Tom Gold. I'm phoning from the Independence Radio Alliance. I was just here to ask you a few questions regarding the referendum next month.
Well, what is this alliance you're talking about?
I'm an independent journalist who is a radio presenter, and I'm doing my own independent campaign, phoning people, asking them, are they intending to vote, and is there any information that you feel that has not been given to you? Because I've been studying it for the last few months. I used to be, thinking I should vote no, but of recent times I've changed my mind to vote yes, having studied it all, and I'm just out here. I used to be in telemarketing, telesales, and I thought, well, how can I do something to benefit what I believe in, that Scotland should vote yes? So,
well, I'm quite resolved about what I'm going to be doing, so I think I'll just leave it at that. Okay.
You don't mind sharing it with me, do you? Or you?
No, I don't think something over the phone. I'm not obligated in that. Thank you. Bye.
Listen, I'm terribly sorry to bother you. Take care. You want to do it over the phone? See, there's another reason why. Somebody get me fucking mobiles, because this older generation are just fucking panty wetters, aren't they? With the deepest of respect to the old generation, fucking grow a set. They don't want to talk about it. Away to go. We're in the new fucking millennium. Cunts put their whole life on fucking multimedia now. It's open season for fucking identity theft. The fucking criminals are rubbing their hands. Every cunt doesn't give you a flying fuck. The banks want shafted as well. It's a whole fucking open season. The banks, they want the business. Get the fucking fraud cunts in there saying fucking here. The banks are virtually opening their doors, the fucking virtual, their internet doors, saying criminals just fucking take all the money and pass it about to cunts, will you? Because we can't do it legally now. We can't fucking give people walking in with half a pulse 10 grand for just fucking walking in to put £10 in. So they can't do it legally. So now what they're saying, fraudsters, fucking come ahead, know what I mean? And yet the old generation, they can't even tell a fan dan like me if it's going to be yes or no next month. Fucking get with the programme. Think of your grandwains, fucking old generation. Hey, where's the next man I'm doing? How do we go? We dial this man? We've no. That's the next man. Here we go. South side, right? West End, old generation.
Hello?
Oh, hello, sorry to bother you. My name's Tom Gold from the Independent Radio Alliance. I was just phoning to see, are you intended to vote next month in the referendum?
Well, I don't actually live here. This is my mum's place. And,
right, no problem. Well,
she's 93. I don't have a vote here, sorry.
All right, no problem. I was basically, I'm totally independent of any political party, and I was just here. I used to be, thinking myself that I would vote no, but now my intention is to vote yes. And with all the negative campaigning, I'm taking it upon myself to phone people and say, why not vote yes, basically, because I believe that we would be able to do things a bit better. I take it, do you live down in England now yourself then, were you saying
yes? Yes, no, I don't actually live here. But I think my mum is voting yes anyway, so...
No problem. Well, listen, I'm just explaining myself. I wasn't trying to sell anything, just now that I was on the phone, I was explaining why I was phoning. So, listen, I'm sorry to bother you. Take care now.
No, that's fine, and thank you very much then.
Okay, God bless, bye-bye.
Bye.
Right, that's that done there. Let's go on now. Without further ado, hold on. Mick Nolan has retweeted. All the heavy hitters are out in the Twitter there. Liam 5088, HHH, aka Kieran. Right, we're on the house today. Right, we're coming up to 67 minutes. I've not played this tune in a while. Just when I seen the minutes ticking away to the 67, and just probably because it might be one of the last times when, for this season, we can play it with hopes that we might possibly emulate 67 all over again. Has anybody seen the We Believe in 67 Lisbon again? Lisbon, last season, remember that? We couldn't even buy a fucking £5 striker, never a $5 million striker. Oh, we've been let down.
We're going to play this and then take a short break. This song's called 67 in the Heat of Lisbon.
We'll not take a short break. After this, we're going to get a zombified Ulster Scot zombie hun. Up and two. Stay there. I'm just playing this to get me on my dander, get me up and ready for it. Attack, 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 attack.
Well, we walked into the sun, and until Monday had it won. We shut the world out to play. Now it's known as a Susan Hay. They could have gone from time to time, and told me just right to hide. We played it all from front to back. Attack, 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 67. And then you go on, burn. A thousand and a thousands. See the one to come, drop it up, 67. And then you go on, burn. A thousand and a thousands. See the one to come, drop it up.
a short break with the American recess.
Shove your recess up your bakey. Here we go. Ulster Scott Hun abuses Palestinian hotline. Where art thou? What about you?
Welcome to the O2 messaging service. The person you...
I was a bit late on a phone last night, but I'm phoning with a different number here, so... Come on, Zombie. Don't be shy, give it a try. Can you believe we're into August already? August the 1st. Wow.
Welcome to the O2 messaging...
Come on to France, Zombie. If we don't get him, then we're going Celtic Park in it. Right, we'll go to Celtic Park first, then we'll go down here. We need to get... Right, Zombie for Hun, we want to play ball.
Welcome to the O2...
Right, Feckle. Feck. Who needs them? We don't need zombies. So I'm just putting this wee pillow up my back here. I'm just reclining nice and... Got to support your back, lower back. Right. So let's get this next number up here without further ado. And I've got my private message. I'll just click on the guy here. And you know, after this one, I've been toying with an idea to phone someone, a world famous Celtic blogger. But we'll make do with this gentleman here, God willing.
Hello, Cisco Unity Messaging System. From a touch-tone telephone, you may dial an extension at any time. For a directory of extensions, press... Sorry, John Collins is not available. Record your message at the tone. When you are finished, hang up or press hash for more options. To send this message, press hash or hang up. To play it, 3. To re-record it, 4. To add to it, 5. To discard it, 6. Message cancelled. If you would like to try an extension, you may do so now.
Right,
Goodbye.
Oh, you... Fuck's sake, give me some time, bitch.
Hello, Cisco Unity Messaging System. Sorry, John Kennedy is not available. Record your message at the tone when you are finished. To send this message, press hash. Message cancelled. If you would like to try an extension, you may do so. I did not recognize that as a valid entry. Sorry,
John McLaughlin
is not available. Record your message at the tone when you are finished. To send this message, press hash. Message cancelled. If you would like to try an extension, I did not recognize that as a valid entry. I did not recognize that as a valid entry. I did not recognize that as a...
Camden, hen. Oh, fuck's sake.
I did not recognize that as a valid...
Because you never gave me enough time.
Sorry, Caroline Dunlop is not available. Record your message at the tone when you are finished. To send this message, press message cancelled. If you would like to try and Sorry, Brendan O'Neill is not available. Record your message at the To send this message, press message cancelled. If you I did not recognize that as a valid entry. Hello. Wait while I transfer your call. Sorry, Christine Brooks is not available. Record your message at the tone when you are finished. To send this message, press message cancelled. If you would like to try an extension. Sorry, Danny Waddell is not available. Record your message at the tone when you are finished. To send this message, message cancelled. If you would like to try an extension.
Alright, I'm getting tired here. She's doing my nothing.
Sorry, Bill Styles is not available. To send this message, press hash, message cancelled. If
having a conversation with fucking
Sorry,
TP.
Danny McGrain is not available. Record your message at the tone. When you are finished, hang up or press hash for more options.
Danny McGrain. Danny McGrain. Danny, Giza wave. Danny, Giza call. 414 1888. Tommy Gold.
To send this message, press hash or hang up. To play it, 3. To re-record it, 4.
Danny McGrain. Danny McGrain. Danny, Giza wave. Danny, Giza call. 414 1888.
To send this message, press hash or hang up. To play it, 3. To re-record it, 4. To add to it, 5. To discard it, 6. Message cancelled. If you would like to try an extension, you may do so now. Sorry, Danny McGrain is not available. Record your message at the tone. When you are finished, hang up or press hash for more options. To send this message, press. If you would like to try an extension, you may do so now. I did not recognize that as a valid entry. Hello.
Boy, we got Danny. We get the ball, Danny.
I did not recognize that as a valid entry. Hello, Cisco. I did not.
Oh, calm down.
I did not
Stop fucking.
I did not recognize that as a valid.
Oh, fucking stay calm. You're fucking hyped up.
I did not recognize that as a valid entry. I did not recognize that as a valid entry.
Fucking this is my wee finger's got to travel on this keyboard.
I did not recognize that as a valid entry.
That's why the C6.
I did not recognize that as a valid entry.
Right. I
did not recognize that as a valid entry.
My finger got stuck.
I did not recognize that as a valid entry. This is...
Right, done my bit. Right, last time to phone to see who we spoke to.
Silky Park, good afternoon.
Oh, hello. Phone to speak to you. Is it John Paul Taylor?
Yes.
John Paul, how you doing? It's Tommy Gold here, Glasgow Radio Online.
You alright, Tommy?
No bad, mate. Yourself, how you keeping?
I'm alright, mate. I'm alright. Bit tired, but I'm alright.
Are you over for the debacle in Warsaw?
I was over at football, aye. Wasn't great.
You're telling me, mate. You're telling me. What's going down in this club now?
Well, I suspect we'll probably just need to see if we can pull ourselves through, Tommy, next week, and then hopefully take it from there, maybe get a few new faces or whatever, but it's always going to be difficult with it when you change the manager. You never know how it's going to go, but hopefully it'll improve.
I know. Well, the reason why I was phoning, John Paul, was I'm sorry to bother you, was I'd spoke to Eleanor yesterday, and I just wanted you to maybe help iron a few things out for me.
Try.
Well, the first one being the reason she directed me to yourself, and well, there was a time a few months ago when I'd left a few messages on her answering machine, and someone from the lovely London Road Police phoned me and says, "Look, please, Tommy, can you stop leaving messages on our message machine?" You know, which I stopped doing. But over the still few months since then, I've phoned and I've been, well, just be myself and try to ask for a meeting with, as I have Mr. Lawwell, as I've done for yourself, John Paul. But then yesterday she says, you know, haven't you been told by the police to not phone me here? You know, and I said to her, I said, well, no, it wasn't really. I wasn't told not to phone. I was told not to leave messages. But anyway, it was just to say that there was no offence meant. And I quite like Ellen, and I didn't want to cause her any offence. So I will desist from phoning to ask, but I'm still determined as ever to seek a chance to speak to Mr. Lawwell. And I was told to come through yourself to see if there's anything can be done regarding that. And if there's not, then I would like to address the issues that are outstanding that are causing great concern, not only for myself but for some of my like-minded friends.
Sure. I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, I can't say that I could organise a meeting with Peter for you, Tommy, to be honest with you. Eleanor organises Peter's diary, and as you know, he's a busy man, so I don't know whether or not that's something that I could facilitate. I could ask him a question, but to be honest with you, I don't even see him that often. I only see him every now and again, so I don't see him that often either. But I'll ask the next time I'm talking to him. I'll say to him.
No, I didn't really want to meet him. I just wanted to have a phone call with him. To be honest, it wasn't a case I need to come in and do anything. I just wanted to do it on the ground that I prefer, i.e. the way I'm doing with you, like just a friendly chat. That's all that I ever intended, or all I ever wanted to do. I mean, there's other people through whatever means and methods of able to get his ear, but I'm sorry for being persistent. It's my sales background that when someone says no to me, I never see no as a no. I see it as the next step to somebody saying yes to me. So so eventually I'll get there. I'll wear them down. I do it in the nicest way possible. I don't do it as a grinding. I'm no overbearing that way. Eventually I will take the hint, and for what Eleanor says yesterday, then I will take the hint. I'll no phone. I'll go through other methods, you know. So and I respect that, you know. I don't want to cause anybody any problems, but I'm deeply, well, as every day passes and every game passes and every other new revelation passes, I feel even more deeply aggrieved as to what's happened at Celtic. John Paul.
Sorry, my mobile's ringing there as well, Tommy.
As every time goes by, I feel even more deeply aggrieved with what's happening, mate. You know, on and off the park, and it all ties in with everything. You know, the fact that we've got poor results on the park now, I think that's reflected in the poor management from board level over the last 9-10 years possibly, and the freshness, instead of jumping from one catastrophe or one bad manager decision, you know, after another, then, you know, and being blackballed. But every time we seem to go for a manager, then managers say, "Oh no, we don't want to come here." There's a reason possibly why, and that's what Celtic fans, we're all saying as one. Well, quite a lot of Celtic fans are saying in one unison.
Tom, we're going to do my favour. Going to give me 1 second. Sorry, I've just
sorry.
I keep getting this call on my mobile here, so I'm just trying to get me 2 seconds. Hello. How you doing? I'm in the office. No, mate, really. There's only about a handful, to be honest with you. I think there's only tourists, but nobody organising, nothing planned or anything like that, so I think all you'll get... Tomorrow? Okay, now they'll have to be 50. Of course, with the road connection as well. Nothing else to say, Jamie, to be honest with you. I mean, I would get a clap over it, to be honest with you. Maybe get a handful. Paul Sim and that'll be with it. Alan Ingram will be there, but none of them would anything like that, to be honest with you. Seriously, listen, I don't even know what he's playing, to be honest, but nobody knows going to. In fact, I thought a lot of people don't even know what they're playing, so very, very low key, very low key. But listen, if I pick anything up, I'll let you know, but definitely nothing for this side. Honestly, I don't think we just get much to be concerned about. I really think you'll get people that are maybe there on holiday, or people that are working there or something that will turn up, but there'll be much. Alright, cheers Jamie. Cheers mate. Bye. Tommy.
Nah, no problem mate, how you doing?
Sorry about that, sorry, just to pick up what you called there.
Cool, take your time,
listen, it's a difficult one for me obviously, because I'm not responsible for running the club as such, but there are difficulties in terms of making sure that the club's run to a manner where we're making the best use of the finances that we've got, given that we've got very little competition in the league now. You can see yourself, attendances are dropping, which obviously means a drop in revenue. When you're getting a drop in revenue, then anything that you're getting in, you're going to need to hold on to, because you don't know when that competition level is going to return. So the difficulty is do you act irresponsibly and let all the money go on the basis that you don't get any competition in the next year or two, in which case you're then you're really up against it, because you've got nothing in the bank. And it's like talking to somebody earlier on the day, it's like if you get money in the bank and you lose your job, well, that money's only going to sustain you for so long, and then after that you're bang in trouble. And I know that people have different views on it, but I think that the people that are running the club are trying to do it in such a way that they're keeping us financially stable, and we're not seeing ourselves in the position that some other clubs have ended up in recently.
Well, then it proves then what Mr Lawwell said a year or so ago about Celtic being able to stand on their own feet and being our own model, when clearly from what you just said there, John Paul, that we're always going to be looking over our shoulders and wanting them to come back in a way to boost their revenues, as sad as it is. And I would have hoped that Celtic would have at least tried to maximise the revenue they can make out of places, United States of America. There's huge merchandise opportunities that are going to miss all over the place. But hey,
I don't know about that, Tommy, to be honest with you, because there's no evidence to support that. I mean, the club's looked at all of that stuff as well. About
you're looking for evidence, if I can jump in, John Paul, because the evidence I've got is that Celtic never took any strips as a club over there to sell. There was people over there desperate the last time when they played in Philadelphia with Real Madrid. People who keep going on about it have got their own podcast, and all the people round about them, a good few bods. And what is a market that get missed that time? What is a market that's getting missed? I mean, you're saying, you don't know, but there's clearly people out there saying they did get missed, mate, and there's people out there who would buy huge amounts of stuff if only they were given a chance, and they don't seem to have that.
But what you need to understand as well, Tommy, is that there are sales conditions as well. So, what was the issue relative to, was there an import tax for taking stuff in? I don't know. Was it economically viable to do it? Did Nike have shops there? Did Nike prevent us from doing it? So there's other factors in there that you need to take into consideration, because you wouldn't pass up on an opportunity if you thought it was a penalty kick. You wouldn't pass up on it deliberately. So obviously the club's investigated it. I know that in the past, in my previous occasions at the club, then we did look at into American and opening American stores, but there was massive tax implications involved that it actually made it. It was uneconomical, and that's why you've got teams like Man United and Man City, whoever, tying up with local American teams, so they get the tie-in to avoid all of these issues, because Man United, as you know, is a global brand, but they don't have any shops in America. And that's
you know how daft these Yanks are. We've got Boston Celtics over there. Just tie in with them. Get a loose tie-in. If I may make a phone call, I can make a phone call, cement a tie-in. That's Celtic, Glasgow, and Boston Celtic.
Listen, if you get a tie-in, then we would do it.
Okay, you've got Dermot Desmond there. If you can't get any tie-ins in the USA, then you're missing a trick here.
Tommy, do you think we've never asked?
What?
Do you think we've never spoke to them about it?
Talking about, here, listen, how about get me Dermot Desmond's number? I'll keep this on the stream. Get me Dermot Desmond. If Pedro's doesn't want to talk to me, take me to the head on show. Come on. I've even tried to get Paul the Tim. He was with Dermot Desmond posting pictures. Get me his fucking number, I'll speak to him. So that is a no-no for Dermot then. I'll just go to the next away game. When's the next away game next year? God, I'll need to save up for next year then, for the next away European game, so we can get all Dermot's fucking... Come on, John Paul, but what's going on with our club? I'm being joking and thing with it now, but there's a serious element. The reason why I'm phoning is because I'm deeply gutted. There was people who I was talking to in the last few days as well, and there's a lot of people get a real, and it's a lot of the concerns for last season are built up. There's not been addressed, and surely, I mean, I know 10 people, and my closest from my family who are not putting money into season tickets, right? So that's what I was phoning up to say to Mr. Lawwell, to say, well, there's 500 times 10, there's $5,000, right? So how many are you missing this season? Because, and now we're going to have to, and the other thing is, with implication, you know, the chances are we're not going to turn their back at a 3-0 deficit, a 3-goal deficit. So we're going to be losing 15 million. There's all the talk about selling all the players, so there's going to be a fire sale to make up. And as you've said there, I mean, is Mr. Lawwell being a wonderful accountant, every bit as proficient at voodoo economics as David Murray? I'm not talking about tax loopholes, but is he so sophisticated that he can hide a lot of Celtic's debt in the nether regions for the next 5, 10, 20 years? Because what is the true picture of Celtic's balance books? You know, we need a forensic accountant to go in there and look at it. So, and what we've not been told.
It's at least every year, though, isn't it?
Aye, but is it? I mean, a lot of the stuff is put into ways where
you can't put out false accounts or doctor accounts.
Oh, you can. Oh, you can. It's no false accounts. It's no doctored accounts. You just don't call it that. But you pay loads of money to accountants to able to reduce your tax burden. As you well said there with Man United, Man City, how do they reduce their tax burden in the USA? Well, they link up. So Celtic have got other ways of paying good accountants who have been through the full schooling and known how to not go the abusive way as Mr. Murray obviously did in going for his porn pipe smoking accountant who said take the EBT route. So Celtic obviously may well go down that road. But and what you say there, then I think we should be worried as well. The fact that we're all constantly always looking over that. We have to have a competition. We need these people back. The people who cheated us.
Competition, Tommy. I'm not talking about any specific team as such.
Not that competition. Not
any league, any football team needs competition. What we
a competition that cheated us for 20 odd years. John Paul, a competition that cheated us for 20 odd years. We need that competition back.
No, that's not Tommy. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm telling you is that any club needs competition, and we don't have it. I never mentioned any team specifically.
But we've had 2 years to get our fingers out and turn to SFA and say this team should not be allowed to play in this league for the willful cheating, the EBTs. They broke every kind of rule in the book, and they've still not paid their obligations back. But anyway, that's another side issue. But the fact that you're saying as well, and it's representative of Celtic, and everybody knows that Celtic have always been wanting Rangers to come back as soon as possible.
No, I never said that, Tom.
No, you've not. Well, it's reflected in the fact that Celtic, being a company, it needs a bottom line, and the bottom line has been seriously affected with us not having competition, which the part you're saying, and I agree.
Any club does. That's
exactly
from any club.
Yes, but what I'm saying to you is then we don't need a competition that has cheated us for 20 years, cost us money. In the last 3 years, through, I would say, the boardroom not spending and not being, Stephen Fletcher, the time of Stephen Fletcher, being hoodwinked that Rangers had to sell all their players. 3 years we lost the league. Celtic fans talk about going for 9, 10 in a row. We should have done nine in a row last year if it wasn't for the mismanaging of Mr. Lawwell and the rest of the board for allowing
That's
a dead...
going to be an opinion, Tommy. Do you know what
no,
I mean?
but hold on. It was a dead and dying Rangers.
Fletcher, do you know what I mean? We could go back even further.
A dead and dying Rangers.
1977.
It's not about opinion. It's the facts are. No, the facts are, in the last 4 years of a dying club who was bankrupt and moving from one disaster to the other, they won the last 3 years out of the last 4. And that is gross mismanagement of Celtic, because we could have buried those swines and we could have took about 40 to 50 million in the back tail. So we left 40 to 50 million on the table for them to go kicking about for another 3 years. But that was Celtic's mismanagement. Instead of putting them under the table, 2 strikers who couldn't score in a brothel, come on, Van Hesselump and McDonald, who was basically
he done well.
No, in the last 6 months.
Scoring the last minute equaliser or the last minute winner against Rangers.
The last
one as the league, so he didn't do too bad.
But the last 2 games of that season, I mean, in the last part of that season, everybody could see they weren't there. The whole thing was falling apart. It needed a fresh blood, and even just that one player, a bit of fresh blood. I mean, but anyway, it's all ifs and buts. But that's relative to the fact that if you're talking about how we allowed 40 odd million to disappear because of the fact that we weren't. We weren't capable. The people at the top weren't capable of doing a job and they're still there, allowed to do mismanagement to our club.
But that's always going to be an opinion, Tommy. That's your opinion, and you're
not just mine,
your
but
opinion.
not just mine.
Anything like that.
No, but hold on.
Everybody's got their own view on it.
But do you accept then that it's not just mine? There's quite a few people who share this, because surely you must be.
No, I can't accept that because I don't know that to be the case.
Well, then, how many season tickets are you down on?
How many are we down this year? Not that many.
No, well, the proof is in the pudding when the empty seats.
Well, it will be, exactly. The proof will be, and I've got no reason to tell you any lies, but we're not really down that much, to be honest with you. I'm not saying it's great, but it's actually not too bad given the current climate and given the fact that everybody knows that we'll be the champions again in May. So you've not really got a league there that's going to be hard fought. Well, certainly, I mean, that's the interpretation at the moment. That's the view for most people, and people sign up because they like excitement. They like to win it in the latter stages of the season. But we've not had that for the last couple of years, and it's difficult.
So you're anticipating then next season?
Signed up.
Are you anticipating, from what you're saying, are you anticipating, or Celtic are anticipating, the next season there'll be a bounce that Celtic fans will come strolling back because we've now got a competition back?
Oh, I mean, I don't know. If I knew who was going to win the league, Tommy, I'd put my fortune on it, and then I wouldn't have a mortgage and I wouldn't need to work. Who knows what's going to happen next season?
Well, the accountants and the bean counters there must be rolling their hands in anticipation. The fact that, well, the first 2 seasons they weren't there, we managed to get the Champions League money, and now in the final season, well, they probably countered that in and factored it in and says, well, even if we don't get it, we can run it on a shoestring for this year, which seems to be the case. Get a Scandinavian manager in, flood the place with Scandinavians, sell all our top players to compensate for the fact that we're losing our usual 15 million that we've had for the last 2 years. So Van Dijk, bye-bye, Foster, bye-bye, maybe 5-6 players, bye-bye. So we're losing then the spine of a team to be replaced by more mediocrity. And to be honest, it was probably good that we did get Horst 3 nights ago, because do you think it would be good for Celtic to go to the Champions League and go with an even weaker team than last season after the abysmal performance that embarrassed us, really? I mean, do you think we're entitled to go there and embarrass our fans even more? At least it puts Paul the Tim and all the other hardcore fans, it'll save them some shekels for instead of going all over Europe supporting a team that the board don't support. Even our last manager said one of the reasons why he left was because he felt it was getting underinvested. Obviously, there wasn't enough confidence that he could pull the same trick off twice. You know, how it was underfunded last season, how the place was stripped down to the bare bones almost, and how we luckily got it. And then, as I say, we're allowed to embarrass ourselves. That was an embarrassment, and that's another one in Peter Lawwell's watch, don't you think? That's one of the other things obviously he's not going to get to him.
Last year was disappointing. I don't think anybody would dispute that at all. But then,
so then it's probably for the best we get beat then the other night then, because why would we want to go through another disappointment?
I'm a Celtic fan, so I would never say, well, I was pleased for us to get beat, and I would never be happy if it was getting beat. I was disappointed the other night, and I still hope that we can turn it around.
It's better getting 1 defeat early on than taking 6.
No, I never agree.
Never agree? You take Champions League and beat with 6-1 with Barca then? You take it and beat...
You don't know if you're going to get Barcelona. You don't know who you're going to get in the group stages.
I'm saying last season, you're happy what happened with us against a mediocre Ajax, a mediocre Milan team, and a Barcelona that has came well off the top.
Why would I be? Of course I'm not. You know that I'm not.
But that's what I'm saying. Happy? But that's what I'm saying. A weakened team from the one that went out in Barcelona get humbled last season. An even weaker team, if we manage to pull off a miracle and scrape through this round and the next round and get to the Champions League, with it being so underfunded, with a manager that looks quite frankly naive and a school...
if you're going to take that view, then what's the point of getting up in the morning?
I get up in the morning because my aunt and uncle hung themselves, and I keep going on try to look after my kids because I don't want to give up. I'm a fighter. I was born into a Celtic family.
Well, that's the whole point.
I was born into a Celtic family, so I'm fighting.
Competition, and you're already saying that you'd get wiped out here, you get wiped out there. What about this? What about that? What about all the good nights that we've had as well? What about all the teams that we've beat? We've punched above our weight for years. For great nights.
But no, for long.
Over the years in European games.
But the reason why
European football at Celtic Park has been fantastic, Tommy. It was a bad season last season. You've got to accept that. But you never know what could happen next season. So you can't just automatically dismiss it and say this, that, and the next thing will happen.
I'm not automatically dismissing it.
Fortunes at the bookies, would we know?
No, I don't bet, mate. I've never bet for the last 13 years. I keep well away for that. But the thing is... I know that. But the thing is, the bet... you're saying it's just one season. I'm saying that since Mr. Lawwell came in, the malaise at the club, where it's always a case we're looking over that our bitter rivals, what are they doing? Ever since Seville, you can see after Seville, we looked across at them, they were downsizing, or we don't need to strengthen. Well, we're up at the same level as Porto. They won the big cup the year later. Celtic went on a downsizing even more so, and every season since then, it's one of downsizing.
Have a kind of opinion on that. There'll be a lot of people that think that's the right thing to do because you live within your means and you make sure that the club's financially stable. Do you know what I mean? Right. Everybody has an opinion on it. Accept it. You've got yours. But at the end of the day, I can't answer those questions for you, and I can't say to you, right, I'll tell you what you want to hear. At the end of the day, I've got to believe in what's happening at the club is the right way forward for us. We manage the people that run the club, manage the club effectively.
Yeah. Okay. Right. I appreciate what you're saying.
I believe in that. That's all I can do.
Yeah, no, listen, I'm not having a go at you, and I would hope you believe in it. I would hope you believe it, and the reason why I'm phoning up is because I have a belief and a passion almost as equal as any other Celtic fan out there. I just have got a different way of expressing it, and the way I look at it, I know for a fact, right, that I'm no a lone voice in the wind here. I know there's many people behind me.
We know that as well as a club.
Exactly.
We know that. I know that personally. I've got friends and family that hold different opinions for me as well. But that's the very essence and nature of football, is that we've all got our own opinions about how the game should be played, how our clubs should be run. You know, what is a level of success, what's an acceptable level of success. That's what makes it interesting, because we've all got our own views on it.
Right, well, taking it on the side of how a Celtic fans feels disenfranchised now. So I'm feeling pretty much disenfranchised. So that includes not only what happens on the pitch, forget about the financial side of it, but what happens as a fan, how Celtic fans are being marginalised, how Celtic as a club don't really stand up for the fans. Like every away game, somebody mentioned to me the other night, and it's been like this ever since day one anyway, you know, but how come Celtic don't address things to the police and say, stop, every away game, the police, the stewards, look on Celtic fans as scum, you know, and treat us in a despicable way.
Well, these are things that we are working on at the moment. We're having regular meetings with Police Scotland, with regular meetings with Focus to discuss the way the fans have been treated. We're changing the way that we steward the stadium at match days to ensure that fans are more welcomed at Celtic Park and they've got a view and an opportunity to put their thoughts forward. We've developed a complaint handling process so that there's transparency in everything that we do, and every complaint's investigated to whatever degree we feel necessary in order that we get to the truth of every matter. So these are things
that's fine words, John Paul. That's fine words, John Paul. But as I say, this discrimination for what it is, that when Celtic fans go, they've always been looked on as we're scum of some sort. You know, because we sing about Irish history and Irish songs. It seems to me that they've always looked on us as some sort of alien subspecies. You know, and that's a dangerous attitude.
To an extent, no, always, Tommy, not every game, and I'm talking to somebody who's been going to games for a long, long time, home and away. And I've experienced it in some games, but not every game. Not every game. And I've been going to see Celtic since 1971. I've never once been in trouble. I've never once been arrested. So I do understand at times we don't get treated as well as we should, but it's not always as bad as it's painted.
Well, I beg to differ in some of those, but then a lot of with the stuff that's happened with Police Scotland, I used to sit in the Gallagate, John Paul, right, when I used to pick up as a taxi driver, and the way the police would just pick up on Celtic fans, I've been almost in tears looking at it, and I'd be wanting to jump in, but then I would pull myself back saying, I know what will happen to me. I'll get they'll pull me aside for something, they'll find a baldy tyre or something like that. But a boy walking along the road, minding his own business, and then they just jump out, pull him, start writing a fucking thing, mate. And if he gives him abuse, then they'll fucking rough him up and throw him in the back. And the guy was just walking along. The amount of times I've seen that. So, and they get away with doing that because Celtic's no there. There's no anybody. They'll pick one or two people, young boys walking along the street, coming out somewhere in the bar, or shallowing the boys, or
Tommy,
some dudes on.
I'm not saying that's never happened.
And that happens all the time.
It's never happened to me. And I've done the walk for Alexandra Parade to Millerstone Street since I was 12 years of age, and it's never ever happened to me.
As I said, many times I sat in the Gallagate waiting for fares, kicking about, and I would see the police openly targeting. I was walking up to the Milan game last season. I dropped the motor off at the Morris's, my mate from Barcelona, and as we were driving up, and I seen stuff on the Twitter, watch out, don't put any cans, police are just picking people off. And as I walk up, and I thought I was going to get picked off as well. Not that we were doing anything, but they were just stopping, and people were going along, and they were picking groups off. There was 2 Polish cars pulled in as we were gone. There was another 3 actually sitting down. I was like, what the fuck's going on here? And it just seems like, and that's what it's been for. I mean, it's open season, and a lot of people under Police Scotland Act that they've got now. But Celtic, from what I've seen and what other people have seen, have been unfairly targeted in it. And the thing that Celtic fans think that, well, obviously I know what you've said, your nice words there, what you've said, and I appreciate what you said there, John Paul. But Celtic fans think that Celtic should actually do more and be more tougher.
Well, we need to try, obviously, because ultimately the main thing for the club will always be the fans, and we always need to try and do the best for the fans on every occasion, at every turn. And what I've said to you,
so many are disenfranchised, 100%. John Paul, at this time. So many people are so many people have got bad views about the way Celtic has went, and it's not going to end up good for Celtic in terms of the balance sheet for people. The less people that come in with season tickets, then that's multiplied by sales for shirts, for merchandise and everything else.
Of course,
so
that is absolutely,
no good,
and that's ultimately where where people will make decisions, because when ultimately the revenues impacted to that extent, then that's when decisions will need to be made, and maybe that's when people will realise that things need to change. I don't know, but that's what will drive it. And if you think enough people feel strongly and feel that way, then it will be reflected. It'll be reflected in the number of people that come to games, and it'll be reflected in the overall turnover of the business. And then if it falls to such a level that it gives a level of concern, then things will change. Things will need to change.
Well, the sooner the better, because I feel a lot of Celtic fans are... I mean, I'm disenfranchised to this extent that I feel no longer equipped to call myself a Celtic supporter, John Paul. That's how bad it gets. The last few months I've took a wee break, and because I was getting into so many arguments with people on Twitter, and I'm thinking, and people are saying, look, you're behaving like a fucking Hun. Sorry for the language. You're behaving like a, go and be this aggressive and horrible to Huns or Rangers supporters. Why are you doing it to Celtic? And I'm saying, well, they're coming out with a Celtic idea and vision that is totally different from what I believe Celtic to be. And one of that ways is manifested in, for an example, how we've got a Tory Lord who is a supporter of the Zionist entity that is massacring innocent people in Palestine just now. The disconnect between the boardroom level, where Ian Bankier can sit openly and brazenly and say to people who are on the breadline as well as the people who are working there, and say they don't deserve any extra money. So there's a huge disconnect. And then one of the key things as well, how Celtic or whoever made a decision to sign a football player, and God love the player, it's really no his fault, he's still a boy, for all that regarded, even though he did work or was part of the IDF. But whoever at Celtic put that boy in a position, Celtic should not be signing anyone from a country that has got a human rights record where for the last 60 years there's 6 million people living in what has been called as an open prison, a Bantustan where they've been openly targeted and systematically murdered, as we can see all over the TV. But it's not something new. Can I ask who? Or do you know who made the decision to bring in that boy?
No, I wouldn't know. All I know is that Celtic's policy is always sign players based on their ability, nothing else, and that's always been the case, and that'll always be the case at Celtic.
No, but there's a statue. Hold on, there's a statue outside there with Brother Walfred. In our club, the way it was founded, Brother Walfred was there feeding the poor, feeding people who were oppressed by a brutal tyrant, a military tyrant. During the famine, there was food that was in Ireland that was took out. It wasn't called the famine. It was a great hunger that was engineered and orchestrated by the same...
You're telling me stuff already, no.
Yes, well, the same Zionist... But hold on. No, but what my point is then, you don't know my point. My point is that for someone to desecrate what I believe is a memory of the Founding Fathers by employing someone as part of a military regime is wrong. And it's totally wrong.
Because I've got other people to see.
Why? Can you not answer that one, John Paul?
You're now talking about things that I
Can you not answer that one first of all, John Paul?
Can
you not answer that one?
Players based on their ability. We always will, regardless of colour, creed, or whatever else. So that's always the Celtic way.
So we sign war criminals in.
I know that you've got your own views.
Hold on, Celtic sign war criminals in. Celtic sign war criminals in. Celtic sign soldiers from a war criminal
you're entitled to your views on it, but listen, I'm going to go now anyway.
John Paul, why are you treating me like this?
I'll give you a wee bit of time on it.
No, but hold on, I've still not finished, John Paul. I mean, you've not answered that question properly.
I've given you plenty of time. How long have you been on? I've got half an hour on the phone, and I've got other people to see as well. And
you were a few minutes away.
Now that I don't want to discuss, so appreciate it. I appreciate you've got your views, but I'm going to go now if you don't mind.
No, John Paul,
I'll catch up with you later.
No, listen, I feel that's a bit wrong, mate, for you to do that then, personally, to hang up and run away like that.
You're entitled to think that I'm being a bit wrong. I think you're a wee bit wrong in terms of some of the things that you're bringing up at the moment. So
what thing? What, the stuff about allowing a Zionist player to play in the pitch, to even make him captain?
I don't go down that. I don't judge people on that basis.
What do you mean you don't judge people? Well, you don't judge. Hold on. See the massacre that's happened to Palestinians. What do you judge of the people killing 1,500 Palestinians? Nothing to do with you. Well, you're a disgrace, then, John Paul. You're a disgrace. And on your day of judgment, of course, yeah, for 1,500 people to say it's nothing to do with you, it's got everything to do with you. They're human beings.
It's got nothing to do with me.
It's got everything to do with you. Of course, they're human beings. Have you got any children?
I've got children, aye.
Right, well, how can you say it's got nothing to do with you, what's happening in a place called Palestine?
I'm not going to put that, Tommy.
Away you go, then. Away you go. I don't want to talk to you. Away you go. Bolt, you rocket. You're a fucking disgrace. Nothing to do with you. Go and fuck yourself, then. How's that? There's fucking modern day Celtic. Nothing to do with you. No taking a stance on it. People are getting fucking massacred. Away you to fuck. Fucking disgrace. Fuck Celtic. That's it there. Fuck them. Fucking cunts like that. It shows you all. You heard it all. They're only caring. They want Rangers back. They want the biggest fucking cheats back. Fuck off.
They told me I would never make it, I would never achieve it. Reality is nourishment, but people don't believe it. I guess it's hard to stomach the truth like a bulimic. It's a dirty game and nobody is willing to clean it. But this is for the paraplegic, people dreaming and running. Ladies married to men who don't please, I'm dreaming of coming. Verbally murderous like David Berkowitz when I'm gunning. Some cowards on the internet didn't think I would sell. Scared to talk shit in person cause they stuck in a shell and couldn't understand the pain of being stuck in a cell. Hell is not a place you go if you're not a Christian. It's the failure of your life's greatest ambition. It's a bad decision to blindly follow any religion. I don't see the difference in between the wrong and the wrong. Soldiers emptying the clips at little kids and their moms are just like a desperate motherfucker strapped to a bomb. Humanity's gone, smoked up in a gravity bong by a Democrat, Republican, Cheech and Chong. Immortal technique, you never heard me preaching a song. I'm not controversial, I'm just speaking the facts. Put your hands in the air like you got the heat to your back and shake your body like a baby born addicted to crack. And since life's a gamble like the craps tables at Vegas, I freestyle my destiny. It's not written in pages. When they tell us how far we came to be, as if our people's history started with slavery. Painfully I discovered the shit they kept a secret. This is the exodus, like the black Jews out of Egypt. I keep it reality based with the music I make. Blow up the truth in your face with the style I run with. Like the Navy missile that shot down Flight 800. I'm like the Africans who came here before Columbus, and from the 1500s until after the model. I watch Latin America get raped in the sorrow. You see the Spaniards never left después de Colón. And if you don't believe me, you can click on Univision. I never seen so much racism in all of my life. Every program and newscast, all of them white. It's like apartheid with 10% ruling the rest. That type of stress will make me put the fucking tool to your chest. Step in my way, nigga, I wouldn't wanna be ya. I burn slow like pissing drunk with gonorrhea. I'll do a free show in North Korea, burning the flag, while J. Edgar Hoover politicians dress up in drag, trying to confuse you, making it hard to follow this. Capitalism and democracy are not synonymous. You swallow propaganda like a birth control pill, selling your soul to the eye on the back of the dollar bill. But that'll never be me, cause I'm leaving the past. Like an abused wife with the kids, leaving your ass. Like a drug addict, clean and sober, leaving the stash. Unbreakable technique, leaving a plane crash. I'm out with the black box and I refuse to return. I spit reality instead of what you usually learn. And I refuse to be concerned with condescending advice, cause I'm the only motherfucker that could change my life. People think I won't make it, but I know that I will. Escape the emptiness, cause that shit is slow and it kills. The flow and the skill, I made y'all believe it at last. You can make the future, but it starts with leaving the past.
Right, tell 10 to tell 10, retweet to retweet. It's coming up for 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock on the 1st of August. Was that? How many days? We're talking less than 48 days, less than 50 days. To the referendum, when Scotland can say yes to a democratic country for the first time in 300 years. Nothing about being anti-English or anti-union, just pro-democracy. And here's a wee reminder, just what happens in Palestine and why people should take a stance and why people should care and why it's everything to do with everybody.
Now is the time to make real the promises of democracy. Now is the time to rise from the dark and desolate valley of segregation to the sunlit path of racial justice. Now is the time to lift our nation from the quicksands of racial injustice to the solid rock of brotherhood. Now is the time to make justice a reality for all of God's children.
The United States government is supporting it, and the American Congress and taxpayer are paying for it.
Without massive U.S. support, none of this can go on.
No other issue is treated in such a biased manner.
Because this is an issue of American foreign policy.
That is probably the reason why this stuff is simply censored out of the press.
One day stands out as the sun was shining. A mile outside Kilkenny town, there we laid our noble captain. Birds were silent when his meaning died, and all my life I will remember. I will remember night and day. Once I rode into Kilkenny, and I heard his own captain say, "Then you are well, come Highland Paddy. By my side you surely stand. Hear the people shout for freedom, freedom. They'll rise in the morning with the beating band, rise in the morning with the beating band. Then you are well, come Highland Paddy. By my side you surely stand. Hear the people shout for freedom, freedom. They'll rise in the morning with the beating band, rise in the morning with the beating band, rise in the morning with the beating band.
Right, there's a clip on RT that runs, and you see loads of people lying on the ground, just on there a few seconds ago. There's a woman with a kid walking, holding a kid, and someone points and you see her face change. There's a guy lying down in the street, lying in the gutter. There's all blood everywhere, there's people lying injured. And she runs down. There's an ambulance on the other side of the road, there's people pointing, lying, going along, carrying someone. Absolute fucking devastation. There's someone who works for a club that I used to love, Glasgow Celtic, a club that now has disowned all its roots, has disowned itself. Someone there says it's nothing to do with him. Maybe he was only saying that because I'll give him his due now and make an excuse for him, since that's my way. Maybe it's because he was acting as an employee of Celtic and knowing that this was going live, possibly, that he couldn't go into anything. But if he was possibly off air and knew that it was just between me and him, he would possibly say it was disgraceful, but I'll give him his due in that. But the reason why I reacted that way, because, well, for me to hear another human being saying it's nothing to do with him, as far as I'm concerned, the too much of the problem has been that the silence of too many in this fucking country, because we've been deceived, too many people have been deceived by the lies. That's what I meant to do. What we should do, it's too late maybe now, unless we're in the constituencies. Fuck, right, I'll come back and do a show in another couple of years, right? We should phone the constituency members of the MPs who have stood out and says, fuck you Israel. So Peter Bottomley, I've got that guy's number, and spoke about, I'm going to read what he said clearly, and there's other MPs there, and they should be supported and congratulated, because the pressure they have got, right, against them from the right-wing Zionist lobby, the Zionists, and that bastard Jim Murphy, where's his fucking number? Where am I no fucking phoning these fucking clowns? Jim Murphy, supporting the people who support the anti-Zionist movement. This has got to grow. Same way people were anti-apartheid. Anti-Zionism is not a fucking crime. Anti-Zionism is not anti-Semitic. There's a whole fucking carry on and kit and caboodle. They have lied to us for so long, the Zionist people, not the Jewish people. There's many good Jewish people. I spoke to Rabbi Wise from the Notre Cattery over in the USA a couple of years ago when I've got a whole hour tour. I spoke to him just a couple of nights ago. He was getting back off a plane and he couldn't really talk. But there's so many, and I've got many good friends. One down in England, Rainbow George Wise, the mad bastard. Fucking, he sold his house that he had from squatting after 20 years, and he gets 750,000. And he went about as a politician, spending all his money. Even get Alex Higgins, the Rainbow Coalition Party, spent it all in the belief of trying to build a better, idealistic world in his own mind. There's great people of all religions out there and no religions out there. So how dare anybody say, and some dirty bastard yesterday saying I hate Jews. No, I love Jews. Most of the great prophets that I believe and love in, from Judaism, Christianity, Islam, Moses, Abraham, Jesus, Noah. You got to respect that lineage. You got to respect those people. The people who don't respect and disrespect the Jewish people from way back to ancient time is the bastards are out massacring the now, because they have got no fucking ties to that region and they've got no fucking ties to the history. The real Jews are the ones who are there getting massacred, because those Palestinians, those ones who became Muslim, they were the real Jews who at the time, the ones who stayed, the diaspora, the ones that were kicked out, but there was obviously some that stayed, and the ones that stayed were in the region. They're all Palestinian, became Muslim, they became Christian, they adopted new faith, but they're the original Jews. The ones who are now kicking about, the ones from your Russian ones, and they're in a hell of a rush, aren't they, those ones? They're that much in a rush to claim to be part of from the tribe of Judea, then the lineage is possibly amiss, because there's historians, anthropologists that have looked, and they trace the Ethiopian Phalange Jews as being the lineage with Jesus bin Maria, Isa bin Maria. And there's a parable that I think I spoke about the other night, where the reason why Muslims hold Al-Quds, Jerusalem, so dear, they used to pray to that, facing Al-Quds before they were directed on the night of the miraculous night journey, where Muhammad was taken from Mecca on a winged horse, and its wingspan stretched the horizon to Al-Quds, Jerusalem, and he ascended from Al-Aqsa Mosque which was built there, ascended from there to the heavens, and if you can believe such a thing, read prayer before the prophets, and it came back when it was narrated in hadith that people asked him what about the events that happened that night, the miraculous night journey, and they said that Jesus was a man of beautiful dark skin. This was a man from the Bedouin Arab desert, and he was saying that Jesus was of a dark skin. So the lineage of the Jews in Africa, Jesus was a black man. You know, all this Western history putting Jesus as a white man. I mean, we all know that's all bullshit, you know what I mean? One of the reasons why they're targeting, people say they've targeted the whole of Africa in the way they have done for the last 100 or so years is because of their anti-religion, these people, these Zionists, right? They're non-religious, and they use religion as a cloak. And you know, you've got these Muslims, leaders so-called in Saudi Arabia and wherever, so they say, oh, we're Muslims, whatever, but they're anything but. I mean, they're sitting there with their thousands of wives, they're sitting there in all the big casinos, they're hooring it up, they're sorry for saying that word, they're out there doing all sorts of despicable shit, you know what I mean? And then they're sitting there saying, oh, don't do this, be good Muslims. And at the same time, they're boiling people alive, they're jailing people without crime or trial just because they opened their mouth and says, you know, you're doing the wrong thing here in Saudi Arabia or Egypt. Police states, you know, in Great Britain and America, the hypocrisy of them saying, you know, we're all for, you know, freedom and democracy, that they've supported undemocratic regimes in the Middle East and all over the place for ages, you know what I mean? And they're still meddling ways. I mean, it's all coming back to bite them, because the whole world's up in turmoil now. A 100-year war started about 100 years ago, round about this time, the anniversary. It just seems to keep getting worse and worse and worse. Let's see what we're saying here. The British Union, it says, Tony Kenny, simple stuff. This is what Martin has said, what the fuck has happened to our club? British Unionists, simple stuff. They have us the quintessential British club. Pete says, I'm in Glasgow next week, but I won't be going to the game, that's for sure. Cancel Celtic TV too. Manchester United have set up HD cameras to monitor each player in training. Celtic TV can't even broadcast home matches in HD. It is despicable in a way, the way he's just put it there, look at this. I'm going to retweet that there, Tony. When are you coming on here to talk, my man? When are you coming on? When are you phoning me in? You're an outrage, so you're getting banned. I'm banning you. You've been on Celtic Dreams, you've been on this message board posting, and you're not coming on here to talk to me. Hold on a minute. Is it because I got his BO? Is it because I smell what's going down here? Is it what's going down? You can't even come on and talk to me. This is terrible, you know what I mean? Like when you're ready, no pressure, like, you know what I mean? No pressure. Right, I'm going to play a wee tune now. I'm not raging. I'm trying to, as I say, justify what the boy said in a way, because he is doing a job. So I understand that, but maybe his opinion would be different. But just hearing someone saying that, it just annoyed me a bit, and that's why I had to let him go. He was wanting to let me go anyway, but I just had to hang up because. Well, I don't know. Just looking at people getting massacred on my TV. It's a bad trip. And the question is, I mentioned that scene there from the lassie running down, the way her face changes, somebody points, then she starts running down, and the bit she's running down, as I say, there's a guy lying in the street, clearly dead, and just a scene of absolute nightmare. And we'll never ever know. That's the thing that's going to haunt me as well, but we'll never know what that lassie ran to. We'll never know, was it a relative, was it a husband, was it a person lying on the floor? Who, oh dear. And it continues. And so does the criminalisation, regardless of the spin there, of what happens with criminalisation of Celtic fan continues.
מיד נתפנה ונשמח לענות לשיחתכם. ומתנצלים על ההמתנה ונערכים לשרת אתכם בהקדם. תודה שהתקשרתם.
Benjamin Netanyahu, where art thou?
אנו מתנצלים על ההמתנה ונערכים לשרת אתכם בהקדם. תודה שהתקשרתם.
We're phoning the office of Netanyahu. Netanyahu, where are you? Netanyahu. Come out, wherever you are. We're the first August. So Celtic's first time games in 2 weeks. When is the first league game? Is that starting next week? The first league game next week, or do we get a bye the first week for the champions? And they know. Yeah, what's these clowns all about? Hello?
אנו מתנצלים על ההמתנה ונערכים לשרת אתכם בהקדם. תודה שהתקשרתם.
מוקד פניות לשכת ראש הממשלה, שלום, מדברת יונית.
Shalom, Ken.
Hello?
How you doing? Hello?
Hello?
Hello, Shalom, Ken.
Shalom.
How you doing? Can I speak to Benjamin Netanyahu, please?
הגעת למוקד הפניות של לשכת ראש הממשלה.
Sorry, can you speak in English?
You can leave a message.
Yes, well, I've been leaving a message for the last week. It's Tommy Gold, and I want to speak to the dumb schmuck if possible.
Yeah, I can give you an email address or a fax number that you can send their email, but right now I cannot,
It's not good enough, is it, really? It's not really good enough, is it?
No, you can only leave a message right now because I'm only taking messages for them.
But don't you understand? I'm part of the Palestinian people that you're killing here. You're terrible. Your government is terrible. Why are you killing innocent children? I've been asking for a week. You say Israel is a democracy. Part of the democratic process is you should be able to phone up your leader of a country and say, look, I'm the El Presidente of El Scotia, Scotland, and you should be allowing people to speak to the main war criminal person there.
What's your name, please?
Tommy Gold.
Excuse me?
Thomas. Gold.
Gold?
Yes.
Okay. What is your phone number?
I'll stay on hold if you want to put me on to him then.
Okay, no problem. Where do you live?
I live just now in the Rafah refugee camp. A few days ago I was in Beit Tanoun, you bombed it and you missed me. Now I'm standing in Rafah and you're still killing innocent people and you're still missing the last crackpot king of Scotland. So what about you? Your bombers have got a terrible aim. You can get one of the daft Empire game shooters to fucking hit better than you dafties. Gonna stop killing the poor Waynes? Can you put Benny on? I'm sick of talking to these minions. Can I speak to Mr. Netanyahu, please?
As I said, I can only give you an email address.
Why? I don't want an email. I want to speak to him. He's killing innocent babies. What kind of monsters have you got there killing innocent babies? Can you please desist and stop? Is that okay for a message?
I'll follow you.
Are you going to take that message there? Stop being baby killers?
Yeah, sure. No problem.
Okay. What's your name?
Yonit.
Can you put Benny on now, please?
Yeah, of course. Yonit.
Can you put Mr. Netanyahu on?
I can't put Mr. Netanyahu on, but I can take...
Of course you can. Put him on. I demand...
Unfortunately, I can't.
I want to speak to your boss then. I want to speak to your supervisor, please.
Unfortunately, I'm only taking, as I said, I'm only taking...
Yes, but I've been told lies by your people on and on and on and on, personally. I don't like liars. Why do you keep repeatedly lying to people? You're on the TV lying, you're on everywhere lying, and you're lying to me. I think it's an insult to humanity the way you go on.
As I said, I'll be more than happy to give you an email address where you can write, or a fax number where you can send your request, but right now I'm only taking the message.
One last question.
Yeah,
when
sure.
the Nazis treated the Jewish people in a terrible way, how can you or your country use that and then persecute people in exactly the same way? This is pissing on the graves of the dead Jewish people. What you're doing is desecrating the memory of the people who were massacred by the Nazis. Because do you know what? Yous are now the Nazis. Have a good day, Eva Braun.
Have a great day.
Right, I've said my bit to Eva Braun. Fucking Nazis. That's what yous are. Fucking Nazis. Right. You'll replay this tune here. I'm going to be heading soon, sorry, but we'll be back maybe soon, but we'll play this in out. I'm just sending a message out on Twitter there. Oh, Tory boy, looks like somebody's didn't realise the full SP, but hey, c'est la vie. I do everything live. Ever since I received death threats from the zombies last year, everything I do is live. Live calls to everybody, live to the planet. Glasgow Radio Online, we're always live. Except when we're on air. But then we don't do any calls in.
Feeling small when tears are in your eyes, I'll dry them all. I'm on your side when times get rough. Like a bridge when you're down and out, when you're on the street, when evening falls so hard, I will comfort you. I'll take your hand. Oh, when darkness comes and pain is all around, like a bridge over troubled water, I will lay me down like a bridge over troubled water. I will lay me down. Sail on, silver bird, sail on by. Your time has come to shine. All your dreams are there. See how they shine. Oh, if you need a friend, I'm sailing right behind, like a bridge over troubled waters. I will ease your mind, like a bridge over troubled waters. I will ease your
Oh, many apologies there, especially
On
to
Monday,
the
the
parrot.
9th of August 1971, at 4:30 a.m., Irish men from all over the 6 counties were taken from their homes. Hundreds of these men were then imprisoned without trial in Longcache concentration camp. This is a song born of the civil resistance campaign which followed internment. A song dedicated to those men in Longcache who are still, more than 10 years later, the men behind the wire.
Armored cars and tanks and guns came to take away our sons, but every man will stand behind the men behind the wire. Through the little streets of Belfast in the dark of early morn, British soldiers came marauding, wrecking little homes with scorn. Heedless of the crying children, dragging fathers from their beds, beating sons while helpless mothers watched the blood pour from their heads. Armored cars and tanks and guns came to take away our sons, for every man will stand behind the men behind the wire. Not for them a judge and jury, nor indeed a crime at all. Being Irish means they're guilty, so we're guilty one and all. Round the world the truth will echo, Cromwell's men are here again. England's name again is sullied in the eyes of honest men. Armored cars and tanks and guns came to take away our sons, for every man will stand behind the men behind the wire. Proudly march behind our banners, firmly stand behind our men. We will have them free to help us build a nation once again. On the people, step together, proudly, firmly on your way. Never fear and never falter, till the boys come home to stay. Armored cars and tanks and guns came to take away our sons, for every man will stand behind the men behind the wire. Armored cars and tanks and guns came to take away our sons, for every man will stand behind the men behind the wire.
Right, a minute to go. Sadly, Celtic doesn't have anyone in their club of the standard of John Glass, Michael Davitt, Brother Walfred and the founding fathers. Sadly, just like the Zionist regime traduces the memory of the poor innocent Jews massacred by the Nazis, by behaving like Nazis, then surely the behaviour of the people involved at Celtic may not shame all the devils in hell, but they're certainly shaming all our founding fathers in heaven. God willing. Shaming them with their actions and not taking a proper stance in key issues where people are suffering. We were born out of oppression, and we should always stand on that side of our oppressed. Good night, good afternoon, good morning, good riddance, and goodbye. I've missed my cut-off. I was hoping to finish for 1:50, but too much flannel juice and gibberish has pushed me over. That me dizzy then? Will I turn off my Skype? Right, that's me just turned on my Skype. You phoning me? Oh, you're just you've lost the plot. I've got calls. I've got inbound calls here for family now. I'm running behind schedule here, bro. Yeah. Righteous tune, says the parrot. Right, this Capo's out of here. We're finishing in 1:51. Right, 20 seconds. Right, oh mate. Fucking hell. Well, I said I was finishing at 1:30 here. I was on record saying I was finishing at 1:30. We've had a 6-minute extension here. So I'll be back later on. Give me a wee bit. I'll try and come on later on. Family. There we go. We're a bit of slippage. We're on to 1:52 now. Look. Family issues to contend with. If everything is all ticky to boo, then we'll go for one later. We'll go for a show later. Sorry, I mean. We'll try and put it one later on. And if Mr. Taylor of Parkhead wanted me to edit this show or drop this show in any way, shape or form, like I've done for many other people who have asked me to do, then the show can be deleted if need be. Just now it's just between friends. There's only Celtic crackpots to listen to a fan dan like me anyway, so... Right, increase the peace, fight the power. Peace, love and respect to all except His Highness. Right, so Tony, oh mate, sorry about that. You should have just gave me your number, mate. You should have just gave me a one string and a mobile and I would have phoned you straight back. Anyway, right, next time, mate. I'll try and come on in a few hours if I can get free. Right, we're away. Arrivederci. Hail, hail, speak soon. God bless.